Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you guys are doing great. In my today's video, I'm going to talk to you about a company called Axtel Industries Limited. We're going to go through their recent result and understand their business model. We will not be able to go through the investor PPT or con call because this company does not share investor PPT nor does any con call. So I would encourage you to watch the whole video, because after I discuss the results and the business model, right, I'm going to talk to you about how to handle such companies who do not share investor PPT or what do you call con call details. What are the challenges? What are the difficulties? If you invest them, what you need to do, or whether you should avoid or not. So I'm going to discuss all those things. Okay, so let's get into it. So if you look at their business model, right? So it's they manufacture equipments. I'll tell you which equipments. They're into very niche capital good, right? So what they do, right? The company design, engineers, manufacture, and install customized food processing systems, right? So anything like, for example, chocolate factory, right? So the system which is there, or the line which is running, they are the one who manufacture and sell it to the company. So the machine, the food processing plant, system that they make, it's used in FMCG, confectionery, spice, dairy, pharmaceutical, and chemical companies only. So it's actually covers a lot of sectors. So if you look at it, what does they actually sell, right? So if you look at the various products, so they have chocolate and confectionery processing lines, spice processing plants, ingredient management system, grinding and size reduction system, mixing and blending system. So if you, I mean, there are quite other products also, but if you look at it, right, they, when the machine that they provide, right, it takes care of everything, all the way from the ingredients to the final product. And if you look at their revenue model, right, so there are various ways they earn their money, right? So first is selling the equipment. So selling some part of the process, of the whole processing system, like grinders, mixers, sifters, conveying system, and earn money through that. Or turnkey projects. In turnkey projects, what generally happens, right? They design and supply complete food processing plant, right? So let's say I have a company and I want to start manufacturing, start producing chocolates to sell it in the market, right? And I give them the project. So what they will do, and I'll tell them what my requirements. They will design it and they will supply. And they'll supply the, you know, complete the whole processing plant for me. So that is the second way to earn money. The third is engineering and design, right? So they customize companies' design as per their requirement. And then obviously the third is installation and commissioning, right? So they site installation, automation, and the support which they provide after the machine is sold. So these are the main ways that they earn money. If you look at their customers, right? So their customers are from various industries: packaged food companies, snack manufacturer, chocolate manufacturer, spice brands, dairy companies, FMCG companies, and contract food manufacturer. So they serve various kind of industry. And if you actually look at it, right, you might think, okay, why do these companies, right, buy these product from Axtel? Why they can't directly import it from the outside? So there are two things. Okay, so there is a challenge to it, right? Because see, if a company, like if I'm setting up the chocolate factory, right, and I want the whole processing system, right? I have two options. Either I import from Europe, where generally all these capital goods gets manufactured, and pay a very high price, or the other option is for me to buy from Axel. What is the and why would I choose Axel? Is mainly because obviously the cost is less than compared to the European counterparts. Customized solution, obviously faster service support, because the factory is here, the workers are here, the engineers are here. That all, how to say, helps over there. And if you look at their what is driving the growth over here is, like, obviously the amount of food consumption is increasing in India, and things are getting automated, not like before where half the things were manual, right? Almost all the food production things are getting automated nowadays. So this is what their business model is, and this is how they earn the money, and to which industries that they supply these products to. And if you look at their recent result, right, it was quite good. If you look at their Q4 revenue, it increased by almost 88% to 71 crores, and PAT was up by almost 134% to 11 crores. And if you look at their YOY, full FY26 revenue, it increased by around 25.32% to 224 crores, and PAT was up by almost 83% to 31 crores. So over here, the Q4 was really good. We don't know the exact reason because it is seasonality. or no, but definitely they're getting the operating leverage, because if you look at the whole year number, right, even though the sales grew by almost 25.32%, the PAT was up by almost 83% over here. Now, generally, in other videos, if you would have seen, right, I would go through the investor PPT and talk about certain things about the company, or, through the con call, what the management is saying, right? But over here, right, Axtel does not release any investor presentation, or neither does any con call, right? So the problem, what happens when, let's take an example, right? If you are tracking a company, right, and suddenly you see sudden growth in spurt, or they're doing well. The problem, what happens over here is like, even though you want to invest in the company, the challenge is you do not have much detail, because you do not have the investor PPT nor the con call to understand what the management is saying, right? So here the difficulty happens to the person, right, who is analyzing the companies, right? Because they don't know where the company is heading. Because see, right now for Q4, the sales grew by 88%. Will it continue further? Is the company doing any capex to ensure, the demand is there, and they are increasing their overall production line in order to cater to the demand, right? What is the growth plan? Are they doing any product mix? Are they, introducing any new technologies which is helping them to the growth? We don't know. It could be one of, it could be, how to say, it could be continuous. But at this point of time, with what information we have, we might not know. And if, let's say, one invest in them, right? For me, I would consider it throwing, how to say, a dart in the dark, hoping it hits the target, right? The reason why I say this, right, because all you can depend upon is the results which come every quarter, or the announcement that the company might make, or you might send in, an email to the investor relation, and hopefully you get a right answer, or the best option for such companies is, right, the potential investor goes and visits their plant and know what is happening. So that is the only option. Otherwise, it's like, okay, I invested. Let's see how does it work out, right? And in case if anyone is invested in companies, right, which do not do any con call, or do not do any investor presentation, right? So here's my suggestion: what one should do, right? Continuously monitor the business update. So we all know, right, whenever there is any business update, as per the rules and regulations by SEBI, right, and the BSE and NSE, one has to update the investors. So you have to keep a continuous track on such updates, whether the update is good or bad, or whether it is neutral, right? This is very important, right? Because once we get the update, depending upon that, one can take a decision, right? If the update is really good, and things are getting better for the company, one might decide, okay, I will hold on to my position what I have right now, or I might add on to the position. In case if the the update is bad, right? At least when the trouble is seen, one can at least reduce their position, or completely sell off the position. Because here, one thing as an investor we need to understand, right? Protecting our capital is a must. Because if we don't do that, then we might have to start from zero again, which will take a lot of time, right? So I am not saying that the companies which do not release investor PPT or con call, one should not invest. What I'm trying to tell you is, right, that if one is investing, one needs to be even more careful, and needs to keep a proper track on the business update, every quarterly or half yearly results, to know if things are going right. Even if there is no business update, let's say the company suddenly reported a negative growth of 20%. On that, one should take a decision. You don't want to remove the whole position, at least reduce some position. That is, I mean, how would I do if I would have invested, right? So I hope this is clear, right? So in terms of the company, if I talk about what they do, is very niche. And the Q4 number was quite good. And if I look at the whole year number, it was quite decent at around close to, what was the number? I forgot. It was around 25.32%. But the only challenge for me, and I personally wouldn't invest, because I don't know what holds for the future, right? Whether this growth will sustain, whether the company is doing the capex, whether the management is confident that they will grow their revenue by, 3-4 times in the coming future. I don't know. So personally, I would avoid. But obviously, everyone has their own way of investing. If someone is okay with it, please go ahead with it. But at the same time, ensure that you are tracking the business regularly, every quarter, and know what is happening in the company. If you guys like this analysis, please do hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and God bless you.